Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In the last part, we stormed Alamigo. We freed it from its imperial occupation. We took down Xenos, and why is my audio lagging? It's a new day for Alamigo. They're now free. We've now entered the post game of Stormblood, so I went ahead and got all of the duties that I could get: the Kugana Castle, Temple of Fist, Fractal, and Mosienes. There are two more dungeons that aren't linked to story, but I have to get the patch 4.2 for those, so I'll do those when I actually get there. As well as there's two trials, there's about one or two trials linked to that same quest line, so I'll do those as well as I come to them. I also went ahead and did the Great Hunt, the collaboration effort with Monster Hunter. I thought about making it a video, but no. I even attempted, but it was just pointless. Without cutting out queue times, it would have been like a 20-minute video. So there would have been just no point. But yeah. We gotta talk to these guys because they're on the hunt for Omega, because we are doing the 8-man high-end duties right now. And similar to Alexander, there are 3 tiers, each have 4 sets of Omega. Sessa, I think the guards are here. We need your help. In case you haven't heard, we've set up operations in Ralga's Reach while we look for Omega. It's been decidedly slow going, I'm sorry to say, and we still haven't seen the blasted thing since it disappeared during the battle with Shinryu. Which is not to say we haven't made any progress. We know now that Shinryu ended up in the Imperial's hands, and they were shackled by some very distinctive looking bindings when they found it. Obviously, only you know what could have done something like that, and the fact that the restraints were still functioning suggests it didn't shut down when the chief instructed it to either. Anyway, we were getting closer to identifying Omega's whereabouts when we encountered what you might call a problem. Maybe it would be best if you came to the workshop and saw for yourself. What's going on? Surprised? Aye, so are we. He's been brought in as a consultant, believe it or not. How many times do I have to tell you? You'll play no part in this investigation. Your motives are dubious from the first, and nothing you've done since has served to make them any clearer. Out of necessity, I agreed to take part in Omega's activation, but that will be in the extent of our cooperation. Passing judgment without due consideration, openly disparaging colleagues, not very chiefly of you, Chief. All of you know I'm a sensitive new recruit who thrives on encouragement. And I trust you'll thrive elsewhere when I encourage you to piss off. I'll have not having him on our roster, Jesse. Never mind anywhere near our work. His employment is to be terminated effective immediately. The thing is, Chief, we've already paid him in full, and it wasn't exactly a pittance either. 4/5 of what you get was the agreement. Look, whatever disagreements you might have had in the past, the fact is we could do with his expertise now. Let him earn his keep at the very least. I don't believe this. They claim my wholly justified ventures will represent an unsustainable risk to the ironworks, then pay him a sultan's ransom in advance. Him? Give me strength. This has been the way of it for a while now, on account of which we've had to put the investigation on hold. Let's just investigate by ourselves. As much as I admire your enthusiasm, hero, you'll not get very far without some brains to complement your Admiral Brawn. Happily, I am blessed with the surfeit of the former. From this moment forth, you shall be my chaperone. With that realm's saber watching my every move, I couldn't possibly make any mischief, which could surely serve to allay my employer's concerns. Forgive me, Cessa. It was not my intent to embroil you in this mess. I didn't even know you were here. Seeing as you are, though, I cannot deny that I would be glad to have you on board. The fact is, we're no closer to understanding the true extent of Omega's powers, and even if it was damaged during the encounter with Shinryu, it seems highly doubtful that we will be able to disable it unaided. We have to go we have got as far as identifying its likely resting place, but I, for one, would not feel a lot more confident about surveying the area with you around to deal with any unexpected surprises. Might I persuade you to lend us a hand once more, my old friend? That's why I'm here. Then it's settled. Chief, we have a problem. The etheric concentration levels of the Yana are soaring. Our readers doubled from the moment to the next, and by the time we went to check them, they double again. What? That can only mean... Evacuate the site. I shall handle this matter personally. Biggs, Wedge, Cecila, I need you with me at the Yon, to the south of here. That's where we believe Omega came to rest. Jesse, hold the fort while I'm gone. And, if possible, continue surveillance from a safe distance. Alright, Chief. Watch yourself out there. I might stay in mind of the shop, too. Oh no, I'm not letting you out of my sight. But before you fill the room with maniacal laughter, I want you to remember something. When you collected your inexplicably lavish fee, the Ironworks Creed became your creed. That's freedom through technology, in case you've forgotten, not supremacy through elegant ingenuity. Breach this contract and I will have my pawns of flesh. Alright. Oh, that's not good. Look at that. Now it's flooded with purple goo. Lord. What in the seven hells is going on here? A veritable ether, or sea of condensed ether. Our precious boy has been busy. What villainy is this? Oh, it's... Hello, guy. I haven't seen you in a while. In slumber sweet have I lain since mine offspring's war with man did end. Yet I could not choose but stir at this abhorrent stench. Have care, mortal, for within this great howl lieth Omega. Long have we known one another. Our history spanneth aeons and stars. Oh. It's a chocobo! Oh god, what's happening? Chief, get out of there! Oh. It's an illusion! You're not dead! Apparently not. Passed straight through me, as if it were some sort of illusion. This is one of Omega's creations. Omega is a weapon wrought in a place beyond the reach of thy kind, capable of weaving an ether into life. That serpent is yet unfinished, but doubt not that it will become corporeal threat ere long. Great, wonderful. Well, whatever it is, it's gone. While this peculiar thing remains. Ooh. If it looks like a chocobo and Quez like a chocobo, I'm thinking it's probably a chocobo. Oh, big brains, this guy. Not like any chocobo I've ever seen. The way it Quez isn't unlike a chocobo, but it's more like a stuffed doll to me. It's definitely a chocobo. Trust me on this. The ones we Lalafels ride are all about the size, aren't they? I suppose. Alright, let's go with chocobo for now. Not quite. I mean, it still doesn't look like any kind of chocobo I've ever seen. Thy mistress's blessing extendeth not unto this creature's soul then? Very well. As this matter concerneth Omega, I shall speak with it in thy stead. Steed. Cecila, aren't you going to introduce us to your knowledgeable little dragon friend? Oh, this is Midgard Sommer. Did I not introduce you? What? The Midgard Sommer who fought and fell in the Battle of Silvertear Skies? And here I was, content to be traveling with the company of just one legend. Without wishing to offend you, hero, the father of dragons does have something you do not, that being relevant knowledge. There is much we could learn from him. Little and less is known about Omega's origin. It first appeared in records dating back to the Third Astral Era, before the Allegan Empire reached its zenith, and said records had but this one thing to say: Omega activation is successful. In the centuries that followed, the Allegans enjoyed rapid technological development, but there was nary a further mention of Omega until its capture of Bahamut. Its existence is a mystery among the mysteries, a tale among tales. So it was always assumed that the Allegans built it, and I had no reason to believe otherwise. And now Midgard Somewhere tells us it's not even of our world. Just so, it hailed from another star. More than that, I will not say. Why not? I have spoken with this being. It telleth of a strange plan beyond this hollow wherein it did reside from the moment of its creation. For reasons unknown, it was ordered to fight, yet being weak, it chose flight instead, and thus crossed over onto this world. Ordered to fight by Omega? Why in the hell knows what to do that? To put its creations to the proof. If you know more, go forth and look upon the truth with your own eyes. Wait, are you saying we should just jump in? We have not to fear from the fall. The hollow hath became a portal into Omega's domain. Once there, this being shall guide you. Servant of Hydaelyn, fate bindeth me to Omega. If it be thine intent to pursue it, I shall then be thy strength. So you really can show us around this inside this hole, can you? All right. Well, I doubt any of us imagined things would come to this, but the Father of the Dragons has given us his assurance. Let's take our investigation to the yawn. I've already apprised Jessie of our intent and instructed her to our engineers on standby. Since we have no way of knowing what waits us in there, I need you to be ready for anything. Are you? Well, more or less. Oops. Let us begin. Okay, so we're just gonna jump in a pool of ether, huh? Great. Bright light! Where are we? We're in heaven? What is this place? And what's wrong with us? I can see straight through me. Welcome home, Alpha. Welcome, mortals. Who's this? Oh, it's a giant computer monitor. I am Omega, and I've awaited your coming. I communicate with you now via one of my monitors. You stand in the rift between dimensions, where a vital experiment is presently in progress. Your participation is appreciated. Please indicate your consent. Experiment? If you want our participation, you have to tell us a little more than that. Well, we're disappearing. Non-participating entities will be summarily erased. Please indicate your consent. Seems we can't even exist here that Omegas leave. I think it's fairly clear what we have to do, don't we? Alright. Sure what? What you sharing about? Thank you for your cooperation. You're provisionally assigned to the Alpha Group. What a great name. Ooh, look at this place. Interdimensional rifts. Looks like some kind of tower or egg. The aim of the experiment is to determine the mightiest being in creation. To that end, 89 candidates have been selected and recreated. They are grouped by dimension, matched by strength, and pitted against one another. That which you identify as Chocobo is Subject Alpha, and you have been assigned to its group. The assignation is tentative, however, pending an assessment of your fitness to serve as fully fledged test subjects. Your combat capabilities will be evaluated shortly. Combat capabilities? You mean you want us to fight? Obviously. Affirmative. A course shall be constructed for this purpose, through which you must attempt to fight your way. Your suitability will be confirmed upon reaching the Deltascape test world beyond. Please note, however, that only entities with existential authorization may interact with objects in the rift. Of your number, only Alpha has this at present. Before you may engage in combat, said authorization must be temporarily transferred to you. Great. Joy. Man, I think this is funny. The funny man. Ah, an invitation from Omega itself. I mean, I could have foreseen this. We were accepting it, of course. It's preferable to summary erasure, but I'm sure you'll agree. Alpha, was it? My colleagues and I are minded to participate in Omega's experiment. Will you transfer your authorization to us? I got my physical bodies back! Existential authorization transferred. Subjects ready to engage. Please begin at your own convenience and proceed as directed. Alright, what am I doing? Alright. No telling what awaits. Stay sharp. So, what do we do? Where do we go exactly? Would help if there was a path. I think this floor moves. Let's all gather at the center. How's he deduce that? Aha! Let the fun begin. Is that one of those monitors? Different to the ones earlier. Take lead, Cecil, we'll follow. Alright. I just do that. What's this cube now? I suspect we're about to find out. No good. It's protected by some kind of barrier. Ooh, barriers are my specialty. I'll have this down before you know it. Now this is my kind of battle. Chief, something's happened with the cube. Oh, it changes into a life form, and a hostile one at that. We'll see the creature. Wedge, keep up the barrier. Biggs, watch his back. Now, I've always liked Sid's weapon. It's literally a gun blade. It's not exactly a gun blade, but it's pretty damn close. Another one, and it seems as though it continues spawning so long as the monitor is operational. Ha! It's out of commission. The trick is to reverse the barrier's energy current. Well done, Wedge. That just leaves the enemy. Gee, the second cube's about to turn. Let's finish it quickly and be on our way. Scared, no white flame. What's next? Some kind of teleporter? Looks like we're going through. I'll give it a try. Hey, wait! Someone's eager. Come on, let's follow. I wonder what awaits. More this time. Yet another model. Right, the same approach as before. Wedge and Biggs, the monitor is yours. The rest of us will tend to the enemy. Whenever you're ready, Cecil. Alright. What am I gonna get now? Combat's loud. How's that? Any better? I can always load the system settings too. Audio, what's going on with my audio? Okay. My audio's lagging all of a sudden. Like, big time. That was weird. Lag spike right there for a minute. Still going on. What's going on with this computer? No teleporter. Moving along like clockwork. Alright, teleport away. Alright. And now there are 2 monitors in the way. Lieutenant Gill says there are more cubes too. Stay focused, we're almost there. Biggs, this time you get a monitor as well. Cecily, you know what to do. I should think I'm the less qualified to tinker with these toys. Have care, I sense a formidable presence. Ugh. Behemoth? We're gonna have to roll up our sleeves. Never one of them never one for half measures. Hey, Omega? Yes, my monitor is down. Good work, you two. Cecil narrowed just a little further. Could also up the game up on my microphone too, if that's any better. Alright, that was easy. That's our goal, the Deltascape, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think is waiting for us in there? Omega said that it groups subjects by dimension. The creatures we fought on the way were merely intended to separate the wheat from the chaff. It would seem certain that far greater challenges await inside these egg-like objects. Our fellow test subjects most like. Oops. Picture! But I'm not certain as to what to make of that castle. Could it be somehow connected to the subjects? Ooh. Alpha! But hold on a moment. Shouldn't you either one or unless we be translucent? Subject confirmed to have arrived at the Deltascape. Analysis complete. Congratulations, you are approved for participation. Your strength places you in the same tier as Alpha, the feeblest and farthest removed from myself. Oh, excuse me. Nonetheless, you're now fully fledged test subjects. Welcome, weakest of challengers. As corporeal life forms, you need not undergo development within a test world. Instead, you may use this space freely. Not quite what I would have chosen, but one must make do. Speaking of which, what is it that you were supposed to do exactly? You are to enter the Deltascape and defeat all test subjects within. Please note, however, that strength in numbers will not be acknowledged. There is a strict limit upon how many entities may participate in combat. Only a small party may have existential authorization transferred from Alpha. Good luck. So the eggs do contain our fellow test subjects, just as I predicted, eh? Hey, Garland? Before we turn our thoughts to Deltascape, I suggest we set up a base of operations here. Lord. Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the actual raid bit. It's somewhat cobbled together, but this should suffice as a base of operations. Take note, old friend, that every step we take seems to raise more questions. We will wade through this mirror of mysteries. Eventually, of that, I have no doubt. Into the Deltascape. Good lord. Now we're actually getting into the thick of things. Right then, what to do next? We know that Omega is conducting tests to determine the strongest being, but we do not know its ultimate purpose, nor even its exact whereabouts. Plainly, however, it is within Omega's power to curtail or stay here whenever so it chooses. Accordingly, we have little choice but to proceed as bidden and defeat the test subjects awaiting in the Deltascape. Well, Alpha certainly seems keen, though it might be best if you left the fighting to the others, little one. That is, of course, assuming others are willing. What say you, old friend? This promises to be most entertaining foray, and I will not dream of missing any part of it. You may rely on me to provide you with a remote support. With commendable foresight, I took the liberty of borrowing the various monitors that were lying around. I shall extract all information I can from them. Ooh. Alpha approves! Tis a pity none of us speak Chocobo. As I recall, though, we are supposed to have Alpha transfer his authorization to us prior to engaging in combat. In which case, Cecil, you'll need him to accompany you into the Deltascape. See to your preparations and proceed whenever you're ready. Alright, I'm ready, buddy. Take me to Deltascape V1! Oh, these are gonna be long queues. It's gonna be Alexander all over again with these queues. Hey, at least I get FanFest stuff out of this. Oh, that's right. So, because the fan fest going on, people are actually doing these, so it works for me. Actually, so this works perfectly. Ooh. If anyone who's played the previous Final Fantasy, you might recognize that castle. So, did you hear me? Your opponent is called Alte Roti. No idea what that name means, but good luck. Oh shit, hold on. I'm still in sync. I can't think of what castle that's from. Was it Final Fantasy 2? Or was it Final Fantasy 1? Alright, I do not remember how this fight goes at all, so we'll just play it by ear. Alright, maybe that's better for the combat sound. Oh. Alright, first boss is down. I don't need any of the loot. It's old loot. Give me those comms. I got 5 comms out of that. I'll take it. Well done, my friend. We were lucky enough to witness every moment of your struggle via Deltascape's various array of surveillance devices. I dare say we had a better view than you did. Gaining control over them was the extent of our accomplishments for this outing. I suppose you did also learn your adversary's name. Rest assured, however, that there will be plenty more such outings. Preliminary analysis suggests that there are 4 combatants in the Deltascape all told, including your friend Alte Roite, which means you'll be required to win 3 other bouts with deltas 2 to 4 in this test world alone. Needless to say, there are plenty more such worlds in the Rift, holding the remaining 85 subjects between them. Plainly, our host has gone to no small amount of trouble. Quite why it is so obsessed with determining the strongest being is another question. Omega's seeking to improve itself, to evolve. This was ever its primary directive, though through contending and with mighty foes it groweth stronger. Having vanquished the vile simulacrum you call Shinryu, a greater adversary was needed. In the absence of such a being, it had to but create one. So, in the name of self-improvement, it wants to make a new playmates, and it chose to undertake the task here to avoid outside interference, yes? In part, making a life is not Omega's primary function. It brings the complex beings into the corporeal realm, only at great cost to itself. As such, it employeth this plane to attest unfinished works, that it might determine a single entity worthy of creation. If I understand you correctly, the moment Omega's grand experiment is complete, it'll give birth to a creature mightier than even than Shinryu, and then proceed to fight it. God's help us if a battle of that scale should come to pass. The powers unleashed would be enough to bring about another calamity. Assuming the dragon has the right of it, all test subjects must needs to be works in progress, save for ourselves, of course. But how then do we explain Alpha? As I recall, it manifested corporeally outside the rift. Then again, it is hardly the most complex of creatures. Mayhap it was finished by accident. Don't you make fun of Alpha? He's a good boy, and if it hadn't been for him, we would have been all erased. He may not be strong, but he's brave and reliable and adorable. Changing the subject for a moment, Chief. After you lost track of Omega, you said you re-engaged in stasis systems, right? Meaning something somewhere isn't working like it should. I only ask because me and Wedge have done pretty much all we can here, and we're wondering if it might be worth going to the Cardinal to look into it. That would be a great help. Nero and I can handle things on this end. We'll be off then. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, eh? And you be a good boy, Alpha. Do as you're told and look up to Cecil for me. Alright. The first stage is done. We must pray that Biggs and Wedge are able to repair the stasis system. If they can't, we'll have little choice but to see Omega's experiment all the way to its bitter conclusion. A tall order, I can see it, and one that will require you to prove yourself the mightiest being in creation. Well, we must hope for the best and plan for the worst. Which, in this case, means pressing on with the tests. Are you ready for the next foray? One moment, Chief. My analysis is yet incomplete, but it would seem Subject Delta 2 is capable of manipulating gravity. How fortunate, then, that I would but recently chance to assemble something which might mitigate its effects. An anti-gravity gimbal. May it serve you well. What the fuck is that? Alright, whisk me away to V2. How many, what shit did I get from out of that anyway? Not many. I think I had 4 before. Wow, only 2? Really? Oh yeah, so there, yeah, 2. Great. That's a great completion bonus. Tomes for the November early access. I still use Cure 1 now and then. I don't use it often. I only really use it if, you know, people, you know, fuck up with the with AoEs or shit. I mean, I'm not totally neglecting it. I use it. The problem with the White Mage for me is, there it is, Catastrophe, a fitting name for the havoc it will doubtless wreak. Have fun now. Ew. I use Cure 1 now and then. I don't use it as much as I used to. Let me turn on the gain in my mic. I don't use it as often as I used to. God, I don't remember this fight at all. Oh boy. I still use it, but regen is it's good, but also bad. But regen, at least for me, when I don't have regen, it really comes to show that regen is like a big crutch. Oh fuck. Whoop! Almost got sucked into the ether. Turn my mic up. Is the audio any better, by the way? Yeah, I bumped up the gain of the microphone and lowered the overall volume from my that's coming out of my speakers. Got tentacles. Oh, good. Oh shit. I wasn't even looking away. Well, bullshit. I was cool looking away. Game's having a laugh. good. What is... It really doesn't help that I... Alright. Oh shit. Alright. Alright, that's on me. I wasn't even paying attention to the enemy. Good, I got re-petrified. Awesome. Woo! Gravity flip! Ooh. Ow. Oh, that's a great way to get petrified. That's a great pose right there. Alright, I barely understood what I was doing, but we did it. Giant eyeball. Alright, I don't need any of that loot. You can take it all. A rousing performance made possible by my anti-gravity gimbal. Lest you wonder, you're not supposed to be able to descend on your own volition. The device worked quite as intended. It just wasn't intended for use on living. Well, let's just say it wasn't exactly its intended. All these people give me questionable things. God damn. At any rate, that's another mighty foe laid low, and may I say that I had every faith you would succeed. Yeah, I bet you did. Alright, what's going on here? Take the picture. Boop. I doubt we'll be hearing from Biggs and Wedge for a while yet. Shall we push on here in the meantime? We got nothing else to do. Reliable as ever. Without further ado, then let's move things along. According to analysis, your next opponent, Delta 3, is a man named Halicarnassus. I probably botched that word up. Halicarnassus, you say, the Queen of Dimension Castle. What's this? You know of her? You mean you don't? Well, I suppose a blue-blooded brat such as you would have no interest in humble folktales. Well, excuse. Ooh. It appears a lesson is in order. I'm just gonna call you Haley. Make it easier for me. Haley is a character from an ancient fable. In the tale, she is one of the chief antagonists, and as such, things are wont to unfold. She meets her end at the hands of the heroes, incurably valiant youths not unlike our adventure friend here. Is this supposed to be a throwback to... Is this supposed to be a throwback to previous Final Fantasies or something? I mean, if this is linked to Final Fantasy 1 or 2, then I wouldn't know, because I never actually completed those games. Literary historians have speculated from the tale that it could be loosely based on events which took place in the 4th Astral Era, but little remains of that age, and there is no way to verify the claim. Indeed, most now assume the story to be a work of pure fiction. You mean to tell me that Omega is populating its grand experiment with fictional characters? But seeing your understanding is yet lacking. Scant grasp have I of that which men know and know not. Random stuff? Eh. Mark me then. Omega hath no soul, no mind's eye in which to envision a rival. To bring forth new life, it must needs draw upon that which hath already been. It's every creation being another's conception. This limitation is concealed by the breadth of its experience. It possesseth the means to retain the knowledge of entire eras, but only of this reflection, yet it perceiveth not that its knowledge as we do. Fact, fiction, the distinction holdeth no meaning for Omega. All is equal in its eyes. If a thing is logical, it can be created. So that's such a wondrous weapon should exist. It surpasses my wildest imaginings, and they were wild indeed. But I gather not everyone here shares my excitement. What's the matter, Garland? Lost your nerve? Quiet, Nero. We adults are thinking. But mayhap now is not the time. Cecil said she was ready to continue, and so am I. Let's deal with Haley. Alright, whisk me away to another queue. Alright, let's see how long this is gonna take. That's not what I wanna. Wait. Oh shit, my gear's low. Well, complain right now. I mean, it's besides the last one. Seems going by somewhat quick. Alright, what am I dealing with here? What is this? A jester? What fools are these who have entered my domain? No matter, you shall remain here for my pleasure. What the fuck is this? Looks like a dragoon with a bad fashion sense. Alright. Oh. This is probably another fight where I'll be... Oh, good. They're not gonna pop a tank stains? Stains. Wow. Oh, fuck. I had the wrong hotbar equipped. Oops. Oh shit, what am I doing? The Reaper. Oh fuck. I had nowhere to go with that. I was fucked. I didn't realize they're overlapping everybody until it's too late. My dance brings the board to life. Oh, alright, I had to send in the blue. Huh. No, damn frog. Oh boy. Alright, an escape game, huh? Where did I get pulled to? Oh, it's one of these things, huh? I'm just gonna follow the people. This one! I ruined your tea time! This is no time for tea. I got something, I didn't see what I got. Alright. What the hell did I get? Oh, it's probably tomes. Alright, well, simple. I'm glad you say so. For a moment there, I feared you might croak. Oh, this guy, you're funny! The croak queen. Forgive me, you deserve better than that. Thanks to you, we are but one victory away from clearing the Deltascape. Take as much rest as you need, old friend, you've earned it. No, I want to finish it. The next battle is Subject Delta 4. This tests the world's final resident. From what I have been able to gather, your opponent is, and I quote, a great tree born of an agglomeration of evil will, which assumes the form of a dark mage, all of which I suggest you ignore. His name is XIV, and he plays a role in the chief antagonist in another ancient tale. Though I was unable to glean the specifics of his abilities, he appears to command the power of the void, as indeed the story takes, or tells, whatever. Picture. When I first encountered the work, I naturally assumed said power to be a metaphor of others, of sorts, but I am quite sure Omega will have interpreted it as something more tangible. Alas, no amount of analysis can tell us what may happen when XIV calls upon the power of the void, which is to say, beware. Tell me something, narrow. What happens at the end of the tale? Why, good triumphs over evil and the heroes defeat XIV, of course. What did you expect? I expected exactly that, which is precisely what troubled me earlier. If the heroes won, why did Omega not make them its test subjects? If it seeks to determine the strongest being, why would it bother with those who were defeated? One moment. Link Pearl. Ah, Biggs, at the control room, are you? What news? I see. Very well, I'll tell the others. You two take care over there. Sorry for the interruption. That was Biggs. He reports that the stasis system shows every sign of being engaged, despite the fact that it clearly isn't. It can only be a malfunction. While we were able to turn it off, it would seem to reverse is not possible. The system may have taken damage during the calamity. Does it look like it can be repaired? Hard to say. They tell me it seems complex even by Allegan standards. While they may be able to fix it, there's no telling how long it will take. Well, then we must keep fighting the good fight here. Must we not? We got no other choice, do we? Nero has the right of it. At this time, focusing on XIV would seem to be our only recourse. The Chuckwa certainly has no objections. Come then, I'll see you follow in the footsteps of the heroes of the tale. I can't remember what Final Fantasy X death is from. It's either 1 or 2. Well, it's either 1, 2, or 1, 2, 5, or 6. Because I haven't played those Final Fantasy. Well, I played 1 and 2, but never finished them. And I've never played 5 or 6 yet. One of these days I will. Alright. Up to the final Deltascape. Oh, the wait time is 7 minutes now. Oh, well, that was quick. That was pretty much instant. I only have about an hour and a half before I gotta start getting ready to leave, which gives me perfect time to finish this up and then to edit it down to render out. I don't know if it'll render out fully by the time I had to leave for work. I'm hoping it does, so I can have it upload while I'm at work. Finally, it's in my grasp. The power to control all creation. The power of the void. Alright, guy. Alright, next death. I vaguely remember this fight. Oh my god, look at Phil's HP. Oh boy. His accessories could do some work. My magic is steeped in the greatest of powers. The power of the void! Give it a couple months from now and we'll be able to partake in the power of the void too. My true strength lies in the void, and in the void all is laid bare. What is it? Atmos? Atomos? Or no? It's not Atomos. You're rude provoking me. I shall send you to your doom. void devour you. I think Creed just got forced off the map, or walked off, one of the two. Oh shit. No! Zombification! No! I got forced off right at the end. I am the Delta. I am the Omega. Trophy! Why? The void is mine to command. Now you get sucked into the void too. How could it? No! That's what you get. Ooh, I don't have that. I don't know if I have that on my other character. I got it! Woohoo! It's mine! Give me those comms. I'll take them. Says so. Think the gods are safe. When the shell around this place began to crack, we feared the worst. Given that all of us are present in Corporeal, does this mean the area is no longer the Deltascape? Deltascape shutdown complete. Alpha Group is victorious. Congratulations. Your combat record has been archived for future matchmaking. Results from the other test worlds are still pending. In the meantime, please tend to your hurts and await further instructions. And with that, we've taken a significant step towards solving the mystery that is Omega. It hasn't been easy, but all in all, I'd say things were proceeding rather smoothly. We couldn't have done it without you, old friend. Come, let's return to reality and enjoy the rest we can. Things are proceeding smoothly indeed. Too smoothly. "'Tis well that thou harborest doubts, mortal, but they are misplaced. Omega could have conducted its tests in complete secrecy, unbeknown to all. Yet not only did it betray its presence to you, it allowed you to come this far." "Alpha, what art thou truly? The instrument of the mortal's triumph, or the bait that lureth them into unto the abyss?" Thou knowest not thine own purpose. Then we can but watch and wait. Outcome unexpected. Projections gave Delta subjects the upper hand. Outcome supports hypothesis. As previously observed, certain beings may unleash hidden potential when subject to distress. Initiating new test. Subject Alpha group members to severe stress. Searching database for suitable events. Have been found. The death of a comrade. Ooh, that's not good. That's foreboding. Uh-oh. It feels good to be back on solid ground. Thank you again, old friend. You did too. Well, you did well too, Alpha. Fearlessly going to battle whenever you were called upon. We were glad to have you with us. Speaking of which, are you comfortable joining us out here? Well, that's a yes. I'll take that as a yes. Well, then, the risk of obeying Omega's orders, I suggest we prepare ourselves a moment's respite. But mayhap I should take this opportunity to compile the results of our investigation thus far. No rest for the righteous. Right then, let's head back to Progress Reach. Jesse wants to know exactly what we've been up to. To the Reach! Hey look, it's the person I was with. Not Kugane. Welcome back, Cecila. I'm told you've been blazing a trail for us. The way I hear, our investigation would have been long since ground to a halt without you. I realize you're mostly interested in saving the world, but I want you to know how much I appreciate you helping the company out like this. Frankly, we need all the help we can get, with our esteemed president diving headlong into the jaws of danger without a word of warning to anyone. Irresponsible doesn't even begin to describe it. You didn't tell her? I did, after a fashion, though I may have exercised some executive discretion. I'm no stranger to your lone endeavors or your habit of confusing personal and company interests, but just because you've always done things a certain way doesn't make it the right way, and until you wake up to your responsibilities, I'm going to keep reminding you of them. But such irksome matters aside, aren't you just the adorable little thing? He followed you here of his own free will, did he? Which means he's basically part of the family. And why wouldn't he grant us exclusive rights to use his likeness? Shall I start off with a simple clockwork version? They'll be queuing up in the streets. Oh, you can't be. One of the 7 houses got into you. Listen, if I've caused you any distress, I apologize, but I will not have you comment on our guest's marketability. Where are Biggs and Wedge? Shouldn't they be back by now? Oh, I thought you might have sent them off on an unauthorized mission. As I heard from them, they said they were scouring Omega Control for anything useful. Would have been good. Would have been a good while ago now, though. I don't like the sound of this. Though we all have all the necessary permissions, the area is technically a theater of war, and one littered with unknown elegant artifacts to boot. Something may well befall them. We'd best take the Excelsior to go after them. Leaving again so soon? Nero, Cecil wants you two to accompany the chief. Make sure he doesn't do anything rash or take any detours. Consider it done. I shall bring him back in if I have to drag him by the goggle straps. Wanna come along, Lay? It's probably for the best. If we leave you here, Jesse is liable to make a mold of you. Right, let's get moving. I'll bring the airship to Gridania. Wait for me at the landing. Alright. Let's go to the landing. Looks like we're all here. Let's make haste to Cardinal Flats. Go ahead and head to the control room, Cecil. I'll follow as soon as we moor the Excelsior. Alright, what are you two up to in here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You two alright? Seven hells, Biggs, Wedge. Are you alright? Answer me. Chief? Cecila? A monster appeared out of thin air. Targets exhibit vital signs. Mission failed. However, Alpha Group members exhibit heightened levels of stress. Objective fulfilled. Omega, you set that thing upon them? Affirmative. I am able to create simple life forms instantaneously at any temporal or spatial coordinate. Such beings may pose a negligible threat to you, however. They are more than sufficiently grievously wounded or kill the majority of your kind. I could instigate a massacre at any time, and you would be powerless to prevent it. Do I detect a shift in policy? Quantity over quality? Negative. My objective remains unchanged. Evolution through formidable opposition. However, in the course of seeking suitable subjects, I observed an anomaly. Those whom you call heroes. History shows numerous instances of otherwise unremarkable individuals who have defeated vastly superior beings, who triumphed in the face of apparently impossible odds, who performed what are popularly termed miracles. This has occurred too frequently to be dismissed as a mere statistical aberration. I seek to understand this phenomenon. Should it prove to be of benefit, I will incorporate it into my own evolution. It is for this purpose that I brought you into my domain. So putting on a show at the yawn and planting Alpha in our midst was part of your grand plan. By your victories, you have demonstrated the self-same anomaly. You are fit to remain my subjects. You will continue to participate in my experiment. Withdraw, and I'll commence the extermination of your kind. This is an order, a threat, a declaration of war. I am an enemy to all life upon this star. Well, I guess we have no choice now, do we? 'Twas seen we have much to ponder, but first things first, we must tend to our friends. Quickly, help me carry them. Great. Wonderful. Carl and Alpha took our two wounded to the Conjurer's Guild. Chief bids me lend a hand, so I suppose I shall take myself there too. You, meanwhile, are to return to Augur's Reach and report to Jesse. Great. I guess we have no choice but to stick it through the long haul, right? Shit. Cessa, I heard there was trouble. What in Seminoles happened? Well, here's the thing. What? Omega lose the feed on Biggs and Wedge? Toying with people's lives like that, like it was all a game. This is madness. Sir, will they be alright? The worst is past, but they still drift in and out of consciousness. They'll remain in the Conjurer's care for a time. Then all we can do is wait and pray. God struck me down for a fool. I should have been more mindful of the dangers. I should never have... Should never have what? Activated Omega? You know as well as I did that there was no other way to defeat Shinryu. But is this truly any better? All of mankind is being held to ransom, and as the one who activated Omega, I bear the responsibility. The responsibility. It's the kind of thing a new you would say. You are deluding yourself, Garland. We're scientists, not heroes. Even you must concede your talents do not extend to combat. The old you understood this far better. He only looked forwards and gave himself wholly to science. Then you changed. You styled yourself a pacifist and started spouting tripe about the proper uses of technology. It was in the wake of your old man's mishap at Boja, I believe. Oh, mention of Boja. Calm yourself. All I wish to say is embrace who you are. A man who devotes his mind to making the impossible possible. With little prospect of restoring the stasis system, I'm afraid we have no recourse but to continue participating in Omega's tests. Assuming Midgard Sommer has the right of it, we face a legion of foes from history, both real and imagined. Though I may not be the one who charges into the fray, I shall fight beside you as best I know how. That said, it will inevitably fall to you to administer the coup de grace, my old friend. So please, for Biggs and Wedge, and for all of us, don't lose. Alright, you can leave it to me. I reckon the little scamp is trying to encourage us. We've fallen far indeed to earn its pity, said the former tribunus. Until such time as Omega next sends us an invitation, you will find me analyzing the data from our investigation. Good evening to you. Before they attack, Biggs and Wedge discovered a tombstone. I shall examine its contents and have the information available in the terminal over there as I extract it. Feel free to refer to it whenever the occasion arises. There's no telling when Omega will summon us, but we must all see that we are ready when it does. Fear not, old friend. We'll get through it somehow. Alright. Alright, that is the... What was this? Oh, I think this is the Savage stuff. Yeah, Deltascape Savage. Alright, so that is the end of the Deltascape videos. So, when we come back, we will head off into the next phase of Omega. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you then. Later.